Temperatures were close.
On Sportsworld, still to come, horse racing, and the last of the big events for the season, the Doomben Cup, cycling, and the dispute over our team in Barcelona. A wrap of motorsport, including that magnificent race between Senna and Mansell. Leroy Loggins on his way to Barcelona, and the Boomers and the Olympic Games. Plus all the latest in football, AFL and rugby league. Quite a bit left still on Sportsworld today. Racing yesterday dominated again by Rough Habit. Keith Hillier and Wayne Wilson join us. Keith, he's a terrific horse, isn't he?
Oh, he is a fantastic horse, Bruce, and he brought Sandown locally here to its toes yesterday. Everyone cramming closer to their TVs trying to work out who'd won that photo finish, and most plump for Kinjite.
Well, Wayne Wilson, you called the race yesterday. It must have been a tough one to call because the fortunes of the two horses changed so much in the last 100 metres. At one stage it looked Rough Habit, then Kinjite, and on the line, well, who knew?
Yes, that's right, Bruce. I thought Rough Habit was certain to score and score quite easily halfway down the straight, but then Kinjite rejoined him again, gave him a bit of a bump and got his nose in front. But I think the true qualities of a champion were evident yesterday with Rough Habit. After he got that bump, you could see him just stick his head out and he said, well, I'm not going to cop that. I still want to win this race. And he did in a very deceptive finish. I think almost everyone at Doomben, except Johnny Willer, thought that Kinjite had got the decision. And Chairman of Stewards Ray Murray, he said after the race, had the photo gone the other way, he would have had no option but to take the race from Kinjite because he did bump Rough Habit in the last 50 metres of the race. It was a great race and a great performance again by this marvellous racehorse Rough Habit. And believe me, in the spring, you'll see the best of him.
Do you believe him, Keith?
I think we will.
I hope so, don't you?
Yes, he's an exciting horse. The margin was a nose. That's the shortest possible margin. The judge later said that the actual distance, Bruce, was 6 centimetres. Now, that pen top is 6 centimetres. And that's the margin that made a difference of $135,000 in the winners and the runner-up check for Rough Habit and put him into the top 10 all-time Australasian stakes earners.
Yes, he's a superb horse. Let's have a look at the race now because it's a great finish, and Kinjite was gallant in defeat. Rough Habit creating history by winning the Doomben Cup for a second consecutive year to go with his 2 Stradbroke handicap wins.
Captain Cook leads by a length on Majestic Boy. Third is Cross Swords on the inside. 1.5 to Kinjite, travelling nicely. Travelling Teller is next on the rails, followed then by Sea Mist on the outside of Equidity. Fleet Dancer next, starting to go forward, and there goes Cassidy on Rough Habit. He's starting to gather in these leaders now. He's sweeping around them 3 deep. Chevelle Cavalier's next on the inside, then Native Neptune. Well back is Mercator down the side, 550 metres left to go. Captain Cook is the leader. Majestic Boy running second. Kinjite is running third. Cross Swords is next on the rails, then Sea Mist. Rough Habit about 4 deep as they run to the bend, but he's coming out after these leaders into the home straight, 350 metres to go. Captain Cook is the leader, a length in front of Majestic Boy. On the outside, Kinjite and Rough Habit. Rough Habit starting to gather them in now. Here he comes. Rough Habit's joining in quickly on the outside, and inside the 200-metre point, he's hit the front. Kinjite's going with him. Rough Habit and Kinjite. Rough Habit just in front of Kinjite. Kinjite grabbing him. They hit it. Oh, it's close. Very close. Kinjite or Rough Habit. It could go either way. Tight for third as well. A great run.
Well, what did you think? Even the trainer of Kinjite, Noel Doyle, asked stewards to have a good look at that photo finish before he would accept that Kinjite had been beaten.
Yes, an extraordinary finish. There's been some criticism today, Wayne, from Mick Dittman about the weight for age conditions of the Doomben Cup. He says, well, the best horse comes along every year and now wins it. He wants it to be a handicap again. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't think Mick will get too much support on that, Bruce, because that was a great race yesterday under weight for age conditions. I think the placing of the Doomben Cup is wrong, and the BATC next year are going to bring the race earlier in the carnival to run it in association with their other great race, the Doomben 10,000. And I think that'll place the race at a much better position in our carnival here as a lead-up to, say, the Derbies, the Grand Prix and the Brisbane Cup. So I think it's here to stay as a weight for age classic, and it is a classic race as displayed by that finish yesterday. And I think better placed in the carnival, earlier in the carnival, it'll be a great race as it always has been.
Yeah, I've got to take Mick Dittman to task a little on that statement that every year the best horse comes along and wins it. Isn't that the perfect world in racing?
I agree. Why not?
Yes.
If you're good enough to keep coming back, and that's what gets people to the races, to see a great champion like Rough Habit yesterday. You've had a terrific carnival so far, Wayne, dominated by Rough Habit, by Royal Magic, a little by Scalacci in his cameo performances. But we can't forget Barossa Boy. What a great horse he's been in Brisbane in his career to date. Remembering he comes all the way from Western Australia.
Yeah, so he's had a marvellous carnival here. I think he's won something in the order of $500,000. Unbeaten at Doomben, Robbins Kitchen Cup and the Doomben 10,000, and yesterday the BATC Sprint. And it took a champion to beat him at Eagle Farm the day that he raced there, when he finished second behind Rough Habit in the Stradbroke Handicap. It was a super win yesterday. He had 58 kilos on his back and he was giving a couple of handy sprinters a bit of a start once they straightened up, but he got him down at the end.
OK, let's go to the BATC Sprint and see a very brave horse in top form with a big weight.
650 metres out. He leads by a length. Hula Grey second. Blaylock's Bull third. Then Banya Boy. A half length to Barossa Boy. Picking up ground in the middle. Then Don't Play. Meg's Ego next on the rails. Midnight Mistake circling the field. Then Prince Triadia and Shinvari is last. On the home turn, 400 metres to go. Tiny's Finito just in front of Hula Grey. Slipping up but wide on the track is Banya Boy. Blaylock's Bull. Barossa Boy behind him. Midnight Mistake to the outside. Then Don't Play. Well in the straight now. 250 metres out. Hula Grey's gone to the lead. Hula Grey in front of Tiny's Finito, Blaylock's Bull, Banya Boy the outside, and here comes Barossa Boy. He's chasing these leaders now. Banya Boy in front, but Big Barossa's got him. Big Barossa moved up, poked his nose in front. Meg's Ego flew late. They hit it. Barossa Boy's just won it, I think.
Gee, Wayne, you earned your money yesterday as a commentator. Keith, he's won 20 out of 40. Rough Habit's won 21 out of 38. Terrific strike rate.
Yes, and 15 placings too for Barossa Boy. Giving them all weight, I think he gave 8 kilos, Bruce, to the runner-up yesterday. He's a fantastic sprinter.
Do you think, Wayne, he's good enough, if you know, freshen up and set for a Newmarket handicap or a race like that he could win a race at Flemington against the very best sprinters in Australia?
I've got no doubt about that. No doubt at all. Look, he is a top sprinter. He excels here in Brisbane. But bear in mind, he did finish second in the last Gadsden behind Final Card in the fastest 1,200 metres ever recorded at Flemington, and that's his immediate target. He will be spelled and he will be directed towards the Gadsden during the spring.
OK, good news there. Now, see, Winnie successful yesterday in the Doomben Slipper. This filly has got a terrific strike rate as well. She's most consistent. She was very impressive yesterday, as you'll hear from Wayne's call.
As they come down the side, Best Weapon, but starting to go forward. And Yodelist is last of all, 400 metres out. Runaway Babe is circling the field. Banker's Hope is shot to the lead. It's Banker's Hope in front. One a Runaway Babe now into second berth, followed by Zipper Ripper. And here she comes on the outside. See Winnie has popped the big question. She's joining in quickly. Boy, look at her go at the 200-metre mark. She's raced straight past them, and it's all See Winnie. She's burning away from them at the end. Best Weapon flying home, but See Winnie, she's a great little filly, and she wins it easily. See Winnie first, Best Weapon second, third Runaway Babe.
And what about her, Wayne? You've given a terrific rap there in the call. Do you think she might go on and, well, challenge horses like Burst and Slight Chance and maybe Clan O'Sullivan in the spring?
Well, Bruce, I don't know whether she's quite up to that class yet, but she's a very immature filly. I love her. I just love how she tries in her races, and she can really accelerate quickly in the home straight. Now, she's being set for the QBBS Breeders' Classic here at, in Brisbane at Doomben. She'll be spelled after that. Probably miss the spring and be directed towards the Oaks in Sydney. I think long-term, over a middle distance, she's a star of the future. She's so genuine and tries so hard in her races.
She has a really distinctive action, doesn't she? And I can see why she's captured your heart for the moment. Wayne, we'll leave Doomben for a moment. Stay with us, though. The Australian Steeple yesterday, Keith, at Sandown. A surprise result, an old fellow, a 10-year-old winning, and he looked beaten on the home turn. Do you think both Lord of Oakbank and Art Style were beaten at the time when they fell with about 3 fences to go?
I think that Lord of Oakbank was a tired horse, Bruce. He doesn't get the distance, but I think Art Style would have gone very close to winning the race at his first steeple start. And Donny's Chance, the 10-to-1 winner, had had 8 starts over the fences, never been placed, and he was ridden by a 20-year-old boy who had only won a couple of races from 45 rides, I think, over steeplechases. So it was a day for the long shot combination, I suppose, in the steeple. It was a thrilling race, but I thought that Art Style probably should have won it.
OK, let's have a look at the closing stages of the Australian Steeple.
And the leader is Donny's Chance. Lord of Oakbank making another effort on the outside. He's gone out very quickly again. And Man of Air is in behind them, followed next then by Art Style as they come to the third last jump where Donny's Chance sailed over it. And Lord of Oakbank's lost his rider. Lord of Oakbank's lost his rider. Art Style's lost his rider. So Lord of Oakbank and Art Style out of the race as they round the home turn, and Donny's Chance the leader. And Karatash. Karatash has come with a great run. He's joined in very quickly, coming to the second last jump now, and he looks the immediate threat. Coming to the second last fence, Karatash made a mess of it. it. Donny's Chance jumped it better, and they're about 5 lengths to Man of Air, followed by Sir Sagamore at the last jump. Donny's Chance the leader. Karatash is on the inside as they come through the gap with the jumping all over, and Donny's Chance the leader from Karatash is now under pressure. 200 metres left to go. Donny's Chance in front of the Australian steeplechase. He looks the likely winner. Karatash can't bridge the gap on him, and Donny's Chance is in front coming down to the line, and Donny's Chance will win it. Donny's Chance has won it by 1.5 lengths to Karatash. 6 lengths away third, Man of Air.
Wayne, very briefly, any interest at all in steeplechase racing and hurdling in Queensland? Do the people bet and watch those races?
Yes, they do. They do. It's been an old-time saying, a good thing at a steeple or a hurdle is a good thing. We've had 2 here in the last 50 years, and they've drawn big crowds to Eagle Farm. There's some talk about them not continuing. Personally, I hope they do, because they're a great spectacle, and the people love them up here.
They sure do. We'll talk to you next week. It's a big meeting again with the Tattersalls Cup. Thanks for that, Wayne.
OK, Bruce, thank you very much.
Wayne Wilson and David Hayes, congratulations, breaking that Commonwealth record during the week and adding to that on the weekend. Where'd you get that tie from, Keith? It's a bit different. I haven't seen that one before.
Haven't you? It's a Newcastle Jockey Club tie. And Bruce, I'll tell you what I was thinking of doing, you know. If race clubs around the country would like to send in a tie, I'll have a Today's Tie segment and give their main meeting for the year a wrap. And Newcastle's main meeting, of course, is in September, the Newcastle Cup and the Cameron Handicap. Great lead-up race of the spring.
Gee, you must be going rough if you want to get your free ties that way. Fair enough, a tie segment with Keith. We'll take a break after this cycling. Big issue on the Olympic Games. Who should be going in the 1,000-metre time trial?
Accident?
Nothing serious.
Or